Jewelry Divas. So, we are still at the bar, which is chapter what? 3. Hey, meet me at the bar. Oh, yeah. So, we're talking about sticks and cages. Sticks and cages. So, what you're going to need for this project is we are going to learn how to cage a bead, making it sexy, putting on that sexy dress, perfect for the club or an elegant dinner. Okay. So we are using different leather. We are using the thin Latigo leather. So that's from that bag. This is, remember, the last project we used the fatter one. So hopefully the bag that you choose, because it's always a gamble, but I want to show you that you can make something out of every bag, because what's the motto? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Did you see how hard I had to think on that one, you guys? Come on. So we're at the bar, and what I did was I cut 2 pieces of these. Okay, so I cut my first one. I lined the second one up and just made a cut. Um, I want these kind of small for me because they're gonna, after we add the caged accent, it's gonna dangle and you'll see. So you can choose your bead. Today I'm using gemstones because anyone who knows me, and hopefully by now you really know me, like you're in our Facebook group or you follow me on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. I love gemstones. So today this is a yellow one, which is called Argonite. Oh, can you please see that? My camera wants me to be great. Well, it's really small. Argonite helps you, which I wish it would help this camera focus and concentrate. So, this is Argonite, and yeah, it promotes focus and concentration. I love using gemstones because I love learning the meanings of them, and I have wild stories about them that I'm not going to share today because you guys will think I'm weird. So, I have my bead. You want to get beads that are similar in size, but when you're using natural gemstones, these are gemstone chips actually. So they're going to vary in size. Some gemstones, they cut into a uniform size, and that's cool, but that's not what I'm doing today. I'm switching from I'm switching from silver to gold wire today. And again, I'm using 20 gauge. So this is the wire. Doris, I love you. You've always been my friend. And it's 20 gauge wire. Okay. So I like to keep this because you get 15 yards. And oh, yeah, you can actually see the label. This is phenomenal. So, anywho, that's what we're using. And then you're going to need 2 gold ear wires if if you're not using gold, then just use whatever. And guess what? If you don't have matching wire and ear wires, you're in luck. Mixed metal is in. So without further ado, let's talk about these. This is the stick, and let's make the cages. So before we start, I would like to wrap our beads first. And you'll notice that every time I do a demo video, I'm only showing you one because before I shoot the video, I always make the other so that I can, have that done already. Yay! Okay, so you want to take a piece of wire, and again, I don't measure because I don't know how big your bead is. You see my Fitbit needs attention too. They need to get it together. I don't know how big your bead is or what you're using. So I just cut a piece of wire, and we're using our 3 main tools today in review: flat nose, aka cleaners, cutters, which, oh, that's bad. I don't have a nickname for that. But we have a theme song, You Need to Cut It. And our round nose, aka the alligator. So these are the only 3 tools you'll need. We don't need the leather punch for this one because this is a pair of earrings that you can pretty much make in 15 minutes or less, depending on how fast you master this skill. Okay, so Angela, stop talking and teach. All right, I will. Thank you. My students know. Okay, so we're going to start with grabbing the end of the wire with our round nose. And you see I'm grabbing the very end. Now, let's see. Oh, for this one, I want a small loop. But you see, because I want a small loop, I'm at the tip of the round nose. So all of the magic happens in your wrist. No, I'm not pointing to the bracelet this time. But all the magic of wire wrap happens in your wrist. So that's where your attitude, that's where your voice comes in. Okay? Boo. Let's go. So we're going to make a simple loop. And if this is your first time working with wire, yeah, this is like what I teach in the Wire Wrap 1 class. So booyah, you just got a bonus. So we have our loop. You see that? And yep, there it is. So I'm going to slide it off. So it looks like that. Come up behind the loop. See, this is where I tell stories. We're making a loop. This is a date. This is the woman and the man. They're hugging. Or this is a kiss, actually. So that's a kiss because you want to make sure the back of the loop touches this part, right? So then they part and he walks behind. He grabs her by the neck and he crooks the neck a little bit. That is so violent, Angela, but look at that. And then he runs off. He gets away with it. So that's your first lesson in how to get away with murder. I watched that show. If you watched that show, you guys, let's talk about it in the Facebook group. But there it is. So what we did was you can actually buy this is called an eye pin. So you created a loop, you crack the neck because that's going to stop the bead right there so that you can still work with this loop if you want to. So consider this, if you're an English major like I was, you can't tell because I can hardly talk, but this would be considered a comma because it's like to be continued, or it could be a period, but you can open this and add things on. Okay, that's that lesson. Let's move on. So we're going to slide the bead onto our wire. Boom. There it is. You see how it stopped? Let's go. It stopped, but then there's still that loop there. Yes, yes, yes. That's what we want. So take your alligators, round nose, and place it right on top of the bead. So here we go. I have to work up and down. I can't do, I'm not supposed to, I can't. I work up and down. I don't do like this, but I need you to see all angles. So what you're going to do is, you see this wire right here? It is not your friend today. Push it away. Okay? So now, hold the bead at the bottom, like I'm doing, okay? And as the kids say, turn up. So that means the alligator becomes the alligator and turns up. I did not move the wire. I just moved the alligator. He turned up. So he's drunk with excitement. Well, we changed our mind. Now, remember, and we're up and down. Now, we decide we like the wire again. So bring the wire back to you. Okay, so that it folds over and it looks like this. Okay, so now take your pliers out, insert them between the mouth of the alligator, like so. Okay, and now you can take this long tail, and I'm going to go like this, and just twist the wire using your thumb. Twist the wire a little bit. I need this to adjust. Okay, until we get to the top. Now I gotta start this over. Well, okay, so that's the thing with gemstones. Sometimes they'll break. So now, and I knew that. I said, this one seems like it's gonna break. So now that really happens. Let me grab another one. Okay, so we had a little catastrophe. I'm back, but this is called a teachable moment. So let's talk about that. What happened is when you're using smaller gemstones and they're chips, it depends on how big the hole is and how much strength you put on the bead, but those gemstones are fragile and they will break. So you may find yourself starting over, and that's okay, because guess what? It's cool. We keep moving on. So look, here's the thing. That's what happened to the last one. But booyah, I came back stronger. Now, yep. So we were wrapping the bead to the top, wrapping the wire to the top of the bead. So I'm gonna use my round nose alligators, and I'm just gonna guide gently the bead around the body. I mean the wire around the body of the bead. Do you see how sexy that is? Like, she's really getting dressed up for this bars and cages. We are making a cage. So that bottom loop, when you come to the end, you're just gonna wrap 1.5 times around that bottom. Okay, so that's where we are. We have caged her. She's in the bar. Or we put on a sexy dress. So cut that wire close. Okay, close. And take your I was gonna say flat iron. Your cleaners. See, that's why I gotta call them by nickname. And squeeze that wire gently so that it connects to the loop. Okay, so there we have it. It's pretty cool, hey? So you're gonna do both of those. That's numero uno. Number one. So I'm gonna take some more of this wire. And I'm gonna warm it, put my positive vibes in there. Did I warm that last one? Well, you guys know to warm the wire every time. Like, you guys don't need me to say that every single time, because then it gets annoying. Like, girl, if you don't stop saying that, I know that already. So let's take our round nose pliers. Grab the tip like this. Do one loop. Do not break the neck. No murder this time. Do one loop. Hold that loop and kind of bend it that way so that you have the tail, that long tail going that way. Okay. You're going to take your bar, place the loop at the top so that it hangs over the bar. Okay. And you're going to use your flat nose pliers to hold that in place. Okay. So we're going to wrap around the bar with our wire about maybe about 2 times. I really want you guys to see that. So about 2 times. Yeah, because I want 3 rows in the front, loop included. So 1, 2, 3. take it to the back, snip, but leave that little tail, just a little itty bitty tail like that. And I want you to take your cleaners, bring this down a little bit, fold it down, and then squeeze it into the leather. So you have this loop right here. That's one end. We have to do the other end. So I'm just going to do it without talking. I'm lying. Am I lying, y'all? Well, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. You guys are awesome, beautiful people, creative beings. And I'm happy that you're here with me learning because I love to teach. And if there's ever anything that you're like, Angela, I want you to teach this, then drop me a note in the Facebook group, or say, Angela, are you planning on teaching this anytime soon? And then maybe I will. So, see, I told you I wasn't going to be quiet. So now we have both ends. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of funky. And can I give you a hint? Like when you go to, let's see, chapter 4, where it says it's time to get funky, 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 funky. Can you tell I listen to a lot of music? You're going to make a bunch of these. So that's why I'm having you do the bars and cages now. But really, you're just going to be doing a bunch of these bars for our Diva with Nothing to Prove bracelet. So that's going to be phenomenal. We'll see how that comes together. So if you're doing this project now, then I would say go ahead and make extras. And you're going to need, like, let me see, 9 of these. So if you want to prepare for the next video, make 9 of these. Okay. See, I love y'all because I know you're going to get to that video and be like, she could have told us this while I was doing it. Yup. So now we have space to open at the top because we made that loop, right? Yep. Is my camera going to be great today? Why is it having attitude with me? So we're going to open that loop a little bit, slide your ear wire onto there. So you want this part of the ear wire to face the back because that's the way it's going to go. Open that with your round nose, just like you would a jump ring, except you don't need to have the other tool. And that's how it's going to hang, okay? So now open the bottom loop just like that. Slide your caged bead on. Take your round nose and kiss it. Kiss the back. And so we have our bars and cages earrings. So to prove to you I was not lying, like seriously, look, I have two bars and cages. That's what it is. Bars and cages. I'm loving this. And now you know why I'm not at karaoke. All right, so let's see. You get a PDF with bar earrings variations to them. So that's downloadable, printable, in case you don't want to sit at your computer and read it. You can print it off, yay, and create at Starbucks or wherever. Or you can do that anyway with the computer. So we're going to move on to chapter 4. And it's time to get funky. And so we're going to go ahead and make the Diva with Nothing to Prove bracelet. See you there.